everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brianna, and this is 4 Paws in a Book. This is Derek.
Hello.
On the channel again. And this is 4 Paws in a Book. I think I said that already.
Yep.
I make book and lifestyle related videos, so if that's something that you're interested in, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. And down below, today we're going to be doing the cover challenge.
The what?
The cover challenge.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, so I have 5 books here.
Okay.
That I have read, and you have not.
No.
Because you don't read what I read. You read chunky historical books.
Yes.
Sometimes fantasy.
Yeah.
I have a fantasy book on this list.
There we go. Okay.
It's urban fantasy.
All right.
So here's what we're going to do today. We're going to see if Derek can guess the plot of the book, or at least be creative about it. You have had some adult beverages, which will make this evening very exciting. You are a good storyteller.
I try.
So, like, at minimum, this will be entertaining.
No pressure.
So, here are the rules. The game is made up and the points don't matter. So, originality, that'll be the big one. Because, like, the odds of you actually getting close on these books, slim to none. I did find some, like, discreet covers. And I also found some, like, booktube darlings. So, you, in the comments, are going to be screaming at you, who will not even be close. It'll be fun.
Okay.
It'll be fun.
I'll do what I do.
Alright, so you will get to look at anything on the front cover.
Okay. Does that include the inside flap?
No!
Damn it.
That is the synopsis on most books. Nice try, though.
Okay.
Again, more points for originality than sticking to the plot. First one we have is A Fantastic Land by Mike Buckoven. There's not a lot going on. I mean, there's nothing like no blurbs or anything here, but what do we think here? You can ask 3 questions.
Okay. Okay, this is tough.
Okay.
Question number 1. What time period is this?
Present day.
Present day. Does it take place in a circus type environment?
Not specifically a circus.
Okay.
But
that's why I included environment. Like that type of jive.
Where a bunch of people will go to have fun and celebrate.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Normally.
That does not help at all. Oh, what a waste of a question. Would
you like to tell me that? Would you like me to tell you the genre? I won't even count that as a question.
Sure, yes, please.
It's a horror.
Horror.
I think that might kind of be obvious from this cover. You have one more question.
Is there... So, you said horror as the genre. Any supernatural, like... Not... Yeah, any supernatural aspects to it?
No.
Okay.
Not like in the fact of like ghost or anything like that. More just like people's brains playing tricks on them.
Okay. So like a mental horror thriller type.
Yeah, like a psychological horror.
Okay. In a place where people gather to have fun.
Normally.
But not fun this time.
But not this time. Alright, so tell me the story.
Oh man. Alright, so
you're gonna make this like a book review. So you're gonna hold up the book and be like, this is a book about blah 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 blah.
Oh, and you didn't tell me that. Oh man.
And you're just gonna bullshit your way through this.
Oh, I'm such a good bullshitter.
I know you are.
Oh, man.
Which is why I think, like, listen, I have been on this channel for 4 years. You've been on it for 3, I think. And, like, why this was not the first one we did, I don't know. Alright, so, do your book review.
Okay. This is Fantastic Land. Fantastic Land by Mike Buckoven. Story about a boy named Jack who goes to a traveling circus and gets a job as the operator for a Ferris wheel. As the Ferris wheel... Oh, God, I'm sucking at this.
Nope, great.
I have no idea. As the Ferris wheel turns, he notices different people reacting differently. And he doesn't know what's going on. And so as they come off the train, he hears all these different stories as to what they went through on the Ferris wheel.
Okay. I like that.
Okay.
I like that. That could actually be like a fantastic like short story collection, in the fact that like everybody would have their own story.
Oh.
Like everyone would have their own like experience as they went through the ride.
Copyrights.
That has nothing to do with the actual book. So this is a Lord of Flies retelling.
Yeah, I was way off. I tried the...
This is a book about a Florida amusement park.
Okay.
Similar to Disneyland, but Fantastic Land.
Okay.
Okay? And there's a hurricane coming because it's Florida, right? Yep. But there is a lot of food, a lot of shelter. There's underground, and there's like shelters. There's everything, okay? So the CEO of Fantastic Land says, you know what? The employees are safe there. We don't need to worry about going and getting boats and saving them. We'll let them, like, you know, raid the cafeterias. They'll be fine. Okay? Big problem with that.
All right.
They start creating factions based on different areas of the amusement park. We have the circus amusement park. We have the pirate land. We have all the different things, okay? They start creating factions. And they, unfortunately, start killing each other. They start creating these, like, wars amongst themselves. And so when the authorities are able to get in there 6 weeks later, all hell has broken loose.
Okay. All right. Well, I was a little off.
Okay. Now the question is, now that you know the synopsis, would you read this book?
Yeah, I'd give it a go. You know, like you said, I'm more into the historical chunkers, the big books, like, so. But
I will say that, like, I don't watch horror, but like reading horror is a whole different thing, and it's also told in interview format after the fact. So it's actually a journalist that's trying to write a story about the events that happened at Fantastic Land during the hurricane. And so he's actually interviewing different people from different factions, and so you're getting everyone's side of the story.
Interesting. Yeah, I'd give that a go.
All right, cool. Okay, book number 2. Do you want me to tell you the genre ahead of time?
Let's just do that.
Okay, the genre is romance. It's contemporary romance.
Okay.
Okay, and it is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. And I felt like this one was very applicable for reasons. Okay. So here you go.
All right.
You can read it. You can look at anything on the front cover. You can't look at the back cover because it's a paperback. So the synopsis is on the back.
All right. So... The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. I don't know how to do this. Is about a couple recently divorced that end up... No, a couple that have been married for 49 years. Divorced at 49 and a half. And the 50-year anniversary mark, they both decided to go on a cruise. Okay. And run into each other on said random cruise.
Oh, so they went separately.
Went separately.
Okay.
Did not know.
Okay.
This was their, like, celebration of being divorced.
Okay.
And then coming back together on a cruise in the tropics.
Where was the cruise going?
From Miami to Cuba.
Okay. Where the fuck did they go to Cuba?
For the cigars.
Okay.
They both love cigars.
Okay.
And all sorts of hilarity ensue.
Okay. So what you're telling me is this is a second chance romance.
Sure, yes.
So they were divorced and then, like, sparks flew because they saw each other.
Did they?
Well, it's a romance.
I said hilarity.
But it's a romance. So that means it has to end with a happily ever after.
But does that mean they have to be together?
It has to end with a happily ever after.
But maybe not together.
So is there someone else?
Do they meet their significant other?
So it's not a second chance romance?
But is it?
Well, generally we would want to know that in a trope.
Okay.
Because with romances, they're very specific tropes, and you go into a romance book knowing the trope.
Well, that's not
so it's either a second chance romance where they get back together, where they understand that they actually were meant to be together, they were soulmates, and they made a huge mistake getting divorced. Or it's potentially something else where, she meets the pool boy.
Potentially something else.
Okay. None of that is true.
I thought it was close.
Very original.
I thought it was good.
Not even close.
Another good option for you writers out there.
There you go.
I have good ideas.
He does. He does have good ideas. All right, so this book is about a wedding. Okay? It's about this woman who is a bride who gets coupons for everything. Okay? She got the non-refundable non-refundable vacation to Hawaii.
That was close.
Yeah. And she also got the coupon for the wedding caterer. Generally not a good idea. The reason why I actually love this book, and this is the thing, okay, we both work in food safety. So we both work in, we both understand foodborne illnesses, things like that. So here's what happens at the wedding. They have seafood. And immediately after everyone eats it, they all get sick. Okay?
Yep.
I, being the food safety person, being like, that's not how foodborne illness works. It usually takes a couple of hours. But then I was like, what could it be? What could it be? Note, I had just taken my CPFS certification, which is the advanced certification for food safety, and we talked a lot about the specific toxin in that class.
Oh, that's a good one.
He's drunk.
I'm so drunk. Clostridium perfringens?
No. Ciguatera.
Yeah.
And they specifically call out that they all got sick from Ciguatera poisoning. And I was like, oh, that's so cool because nobody ever talks about that.
No.
Right? I was very excited about that.
But, yeah, I guess with your...
But that would be an instantaneous thing.
Instant onset is... Yeah. Okay.
It would be Ciguatera.
With that onset, it would be a Ciguatera.
Right, and I was very excited about it. Okay, so here's where... That's like the very beginning of the book. Okay?
Oh.
So the bride has a twin sister. And the groom has either a twin brother or a best friend that looks very similar to him. I don't know. Somehow, the twin sister and the best friend of the groom actually have to go on the honeymoon because the bride and the groom have gotten sick. The best friend of the groom is a vegetarian and the bride's sister is allergic to seafood. So they didn't eat any of the food. But because it's a non-refundable Hawaii trip, they can't, go later.
Okay.
So they have to go on this trip. So the bride gifts this trip to... Well, the problem is that the bride's sister and the friend of the groom hate each other. Hate each other.
That's not predictable at all.
Not at all. No.
Not at all.
So this is a hate-to-love romance.
Gotcha.
In a cabin in Hawaii.
Right. Way off.
Way off.
Way off.
Still a good book, though.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, would you read this one?
Probably not.
Okay. He doesn't do romance.
Not so much. Sorry.
I should have brought the blue alien smut.
Now that I can make a story.
Okay.
Heavily redacted.
All right. This is the pride of BookTube. This is the BookTube darling. The OG. Everyone on BookTube was reading this book in 2010-ish. It came out in 2007. So, keep that in the back of your head. Okay. It is a YA urban fantasy. So, fantasy that takes place in, the real world.
Okay.
So, our world plus magic is what urban fantasy means. Make sense?
Does it have to be magic?
the book does have magic.
Okay. Alright.
So if you want to get, like, close. City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. Alright. Go ahead, take it. Remember, you have 3 questions.
First off, this is a beautiful cover.
Uh-huh.
Which is making it more difficult because I don't know what to focus on to try and, like, make something up. Okay.
Questions.
Oh, yeah, questions.
Yeah, you get 3 of them.
Is the main character's name... I'm just kidding.
The answer would probably be no, because they're very weird names.
Do the tattoos on the body mean anything?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they do. They're a very integral part of the magic system.
Okay.
And his face goes, what?
Is it a coming of age style?
Kind of. In a sense that the main character is trying to find out who she is.
Okay. Thanks for the extra tidbit of info there.
You're welcome. I was hoping it would actually, like, lead you more down, like, a different path. It would actually confuse you further.
I still have nothing. What?
I can give you a little free tidbit. This is the original love triangle. That's why there's a guy on it. Where do you think this book takes place?
In a city.
No way.
Yeah.
Urban.
Fudge.
Specifically, what city? What would be, like, the obvious city?
I don't know my cityscapes very well. What city does this take place in?
New York City.
Shit. That's literally where I went to. God damn it. I wasted the question. Alright, so this is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. And it is a story about I don't know. About a girl who grew up in the streets of New York, and on New Year's Eve 1999, as the ball dropped, all the adults over the age of 21 turned into zombies.
I knew there was going to be zombies. At one point in tonight, I knew there would be zombies.
Bones. City of Bones. So, all these zombie parents tried to... Oh, God, there's magic. Oh, shit. Can we start again?
I mean, zombies would be paranormal.
Zombies, yeah.
That would still be considered an urban fantasy.
Okay, really? Okay,
yeah.
Good. Alright, so I can throw magic out the window?
You could.
I could. Oh. Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh, this now twist.
Okay, plot twist.
Plot twist. This girl is the only person who knows... Oh, damn it, I lost it. So this girl's parents turned into zombies, and she is running for her life, runs into a group of druids that have been protecting the world from the zombie outbreak. The rest is in the next book.
So a Y2K dystopian horror fantasy?
Something like that. I don't know. I'm way
Okay,
off.
well, you did get the fact that there are a lot of books in the series. Okay, you see the shelf here that's down here. You can't see it on the film.
Okay.
This is the whole series. Actually, it's not even the whole series. I don't own all the books
All right.
in the series.
Okay.
There's a lot of books. None of the other things. None of the other things.
No zombies?
There are no zombies. I don't think there's any zombies. No, there's not.
Damn.
There's some, like, old wizards.
Druids. Cool.
Okay, so this is about a girl named Clare.
I got that right.
Did you? You did say it was a girl.
Yeah.
Okay, good job. This is about a girl who goes to a club one night and witnesses a murder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the body of the dead person just disappears into thin air. Okay, and then she goes outside the club and finds this other guy and is trying to explain what just happened. And she should not have seen what just happened. It was all in this shadow world.
Oh.
Okay, and the fact that she can see this shadow world, these other beings, means that she is special. But someone has hidden her memories. Someone has hidden her from the shadow hunter world. And it is this other guy's job to basically fight demons. And she shouldn't have seen any of that.
Oh.
And you're right, everything else happens in the next book.
I'd read that. Yeah.
Listen. This is the one of the books in the series that is massive.
Oh. Yes, I will. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Let me finish.
I mean, like,
earlier.
they are young adult. They're teenagers. The ones in the in the prequel to this. So there's actually a prequel that happens in London, but with the same Shadowhunter Institute. But in the 1800s. That's my favorite trilogy.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. No, I would definitely. That does sound intriguing.
Cal.
It's missing zombies, but I'll give it a go.
Cal and Margaret. Derek just said he would read Shadowhunters. This one, the genre is going to be obvious.
Okay.
It is sci-fi.
Cool.
The Darkness Outside Us by Elliot Schreffer.
Alright.
Here you go.
Is there a connection there? What's the connection there?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
It's gay.
It's gay. Okay.
At some point in that book, the book is gay.
In the future, present, past.
Future.
Future. Can we be, like, how far in the future?
Non-specific date, but pretty far to the point where we have, like, intelligent AIs.
What about, like, aliens?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. What kind of genre did you say?
It's a soft sci-fi. So it's not sci-fi in the sense where they are, like, there's a lot of, like, technical terms.
Okay.
You don't have to, like, be a scientist to read this.
Gotcha.
It's not Dune.
Okay. That's a heavy book. So heavy. Have you read it yet?
Not yet.
Oh.
The story is more based on the characters than it is the technical aspect of it.
Gotcha. So more of a relationship style book. Like, is it a growth of a relationship, or has the friendship already been established?
Uh-huh.
That's so not an answer to a question.
That depends on what part of the book you're in.
Okay.
No, they do not know each other at the beginning of the book.
Okay. All right. So, The Darkness Outside Us by Elliot Schreffer.
Good job.
Cool, thank you. So the story is about a young man who, on his family vacation on their spaceship, traveling to another world for fun, to look at the beaches of Titan. There goes science. On the beaches of Titan, as they're taking off, there's an emergency. The whole ship explodes. He's the only one that gets out on an escape pod, rescued by the military, and shenanigans. The end.
The only thing you're right about is shenanigans.
Yes! That was the bulk of the book.
The problem is it shenanigans that are good shenanigans or shenanigans that will kill somebody?
Depends on which perspective you're looking at it from.
Do the people die?
No. But shenanigans.
Okay. So I would like to preface this by saying that this book was sold to me as Sam Bucky in space.
Okay.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Sam Bucky.
Yeah.
Cinnamon Roll Gaze in space. It is not Cinnamon Roll Gaze in space.
Oh.
I mean, there are Cinnamon Roll Gaze in space. There's so much more. So this is about a young man who wakes up post-launch of a spaceship. Has no recollection that the spaceship took off. No memory of it. Details. And finds this AI that explains the mission to him. Weirdly enough, the AI is voiced by his mother. Very weird.
Why? For why?
For why, we don't know. We won't. Okay. We know later. Spoilers. And we are told that he is on a mission to rescue his sister. His sister was in this on this voyage to colonize another planet, and was going to be taking a trip to this other planet to start the colonization process. And then the ship sent out a distress signal, and so he was on another ship to rescue her. Mm-hmm. Okay? And on the other half of the ship was this other guy who is like supposed to be Russian, I think. Like the futuristic version of Russian. Kind of like very like think like Cold War Soviet type mentality. And on the other side, he's on the other side of the ship. It's completely sealed off, and it takes both people to unseal the ship. Okay, and so they actually have to kind of work together to figure out why neither one of them remember.
Are we sure it's Russian then if they're working together?
Well, they have to work together because neither country could afford to send a ship up to rescue this other ship. So they had to work together.
Uh-huh.
But that's why they have like split, because the countries don't work together. So that's why they split the ship in half. So that neither astronaut had to work with each other.
Uh-huh.
Okay? But they kind of do once AIs go crazy.
Once
AIs go crazy and shenanigans happen.
Okay.
Yeah, right? And then, like, they end up starting to work together. They end up learning about each other. They end up knowing each other. And then shenanigans that I can't talk about.
Okay.
But about a third of the way through the book, a huge plot twist. This is one where, like, I pulled a Red Wedding in the audiobook.
Oh. Rewound
and went back. I was very confused about this book.
Yeah.
And this book was in the top 5 books that I read last year.
Oh, cool.
Would you read it?
Sure. Yeah.
We're reading it in August, if anyone wants to read it with us. It's our group book for the month that we watch Loki.
Uh-huh.
If that tells you anything. No.
No? No?
All right. The last book is an author that you have read from. And it is actually in the same world as Evelyn Hugo.
Okay.
It takes place with one of the characters in that book is the parent of the character in this book and plays a big role. He's trying to remember back to January and he slept since then. Alright, so we have Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is what is technically considered a historical fiction. The bulk of the book takes place in the 80s, which I know is really scary, and the fact that is technically historical fiction.
Oh, I'm so...
But there's also a previous timeline that is about 20 years earlier. So here you go.
Which character is the mirror?
Which character from Evelyn Hugo is in this one?
Yeah.
Mick Revis. One of the husbands.
There were so many. I can't keep them straight.
There were 7.
Yes. Duh. Yes, there were 7.
It, however, does not... The 7 husbands storyline does not play a big role in this. Like, it's just basically a continuation of his story.
Okay. And he was married to Evelyn Hugo.
For a very short period of time.
Very short. Yes, I kind of remember that. There were a few of those. Right?
He was the Vegas husband.
So early.
No, like middle of the road. Age, Malibu, surfers. Because, there are surfers on the cover of this.
Mm-hmm.
So Mick Reeves' daughter is a professional surfer. She makes a lot of money. She has a lot of TV circuits. She's wealthy. She sets this party every year. It is the thing you want an invitation. If you are anybody who's anybody, you have an invitation to this party. Okay. And then there's a fire at this house. There's a big house fire.
Could have been the Mafia.
Could have been the Mafia.
Just throwing that out there.
Could have been. Sorry.
My eye!
So this is about... Now I'm thinking about Mafia. And I was like, that's honestly...
It's a good storyline. I'm telling you,
bad.
Go for it. Do it.
There are a lot of Mafia romances.
Oh, cool.
Apparently that's a genre.
Oh, wow.
I know, right?
Mick Reeves needs to join the Mafia.
Anyways, so this is about the story about Mick Reeves basically trying to get back with his children. He has a very estranged relationship with his children, and the timeline that happens prior, about 20 years later, or 20 years prior, is the story of how they kind of fell apart. It is how Mick Reeves ends up meeting his wife after Evelyn. And then the story of his
Mafia.
Story of his 3 children. No, actually through a crab shack.
Close enough.
But not Joe's Crab Shack. Just like a mom and pop store that they owned. It could be a Mafia friend. Who knows?
That's for the sequel.
And then somehow then there's a house fire. Spoilers.
Okay, cool.
So, it is technically the sequel to Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
Okay.
And then her new book that's coming out this summer has a side character from Malibu Rising is the main character of that story.
Cool.
All right, so that's 5 books that you made very interesting plots for.
I think they're all good plots.
I give you an A+ for creativity.
Okay, cool.
I give you a C for actual plot being the same as what the book was.
Oh, okay. Matching up. Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
But, you technically found, 2 books you would read.
Yeah, no, there were a few
good.
there that looked really good.
Yeah.
Nice. That was fun.
Okay, good. I'm glad you had fun.
I'm
glad you enjoyed that.
I had a good time.
Well, that's all that I have for you today.
Me too.
If you would read any of Derek's books, tell me down in the comments. That is all I have for you today. If you're new here and you have not yet subscribed, there's a little red button that you can do so down below the video. And all of the other links to my social media will be in the description below if you would like to be my friend on any other platform. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.